It's Jamal Bryant with AVNation with the road to InfoComm. InfoComm comes your way in June, the 8th through the 10th, 2022 from Las Vegas. And with me to talk about their booth, Vanco's booth, Mr. Frank Santos from Vanco. Welcome, sir.
Thank you very much. Glad to be here.
You guys are in Hall W. I've said this a couple of times. The W is for the West kids. First time we've been there, at least from an InfoComm standpoint, W1359, W1359. Frank, we know Vanco for a lot of great products in the past, but something else you guys also focus on is training on the AV industry. So what sort of classes and what sort of education do we have going on in the booth?
Yes, sir. So we're doing 4 trainings in the booth on Wednesday and Thursday, morning and afternoon. And it's a question that we get a lot is, do I use a matrix unit or do I use AV over IP? So we'll be covering both. We'll be covering both our AV over IP solution called Evo IP. And then the second session is all going to be about our HD base T family of matrices. So 4x3, 4x4, 8x7, 8x8 HD base T matrix units.
All right, are we doing this every day? Is this just once during the day, and how often are we going to see these?
So we're doing it 2 days, Wednesday and Thursday, with a morning and afternoon session. If I'm not mistaken, Wednesday we're doing AV over IP in the morning, matrices in the afternoon, and then we're going to flip-flop that for Thursday just in case you can't make one or the other.
All right, very good. One of the things about the AV over IP, Frank, is that getting folks that are so ingrained, let's say, in analog systems. I make reference to 5-wire, the RGB HV, old school 5-wire system. Those of us who understand that, we're kind of getting older, we're kind of aging out, but you still have folks that grew up, let's say, with HDMI or DVI-D. How do you get folks, get into the networked side of AV if their legacy and their first shot at AV happens to be analog or even happens to be a different form of digital?
I'm glad you asked that. We actually have a training module on the basics of AV over IP.
Okay.
Learning management system is vanco.talentlms.com. Again, that's vanco.talentlms.com. You can go there. We've got a great module on AV over IP, and then obviously, shameless plug, it gets into our own products, of course. But it's got a quiz on there. Again, basics of what you need, and then further education. We do have additional resources on there, as well as a white paper of how to set up a switch for AV over IP.
All right, Frank, you guys are in W1359, W1359. Not everybody's going to go to InfoComm, unfortunately, but if they're not, Frank, and they want to connect with you guys, how do they do that?
Absolutely. Our website, vanco1.com. Email's best for me is franks@vanco1.com. And you can also chat with me on our website as well with our live chat.
All right, very good. Frank, we'll see you in Vegas, again, W1359. For us, for AVNation, go by our website, avnation.tv. That's avnation.tv, and follow along as we also head to Vegas for InfoComm 2022. All that and more at avnation.tv. That's avnation.tv.